Yeah, g'day again everyone. Right, firstly, I want to apologise for not closing the lid on the first video for the visual. I mean, I closed it for myself to see how to look, and then I left it open the whole time I was showing you guys. And yeah, it does make a difference to the appearance of it. Anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, on to the next part of it. I did want to finish grinding this guard and welding it, but yeah, wore out the flap disc I have, so I've got to get another flap disc. And like, there's still a lot of work has to be done to these guards anyway. I've either got to pull it out in the middle or push it in at the ends, either end. I've got to do the same on both sides. This here is raised up. There's a ridge right along where the weld is, and yeah, look, MIG welds are quite brittle. They go very hard. And what'll happen when I try and tap it down is it'll bend sort of either side of the ridge, and you'll get a crease either side. It won't want to tap down properly. Could cut it again, re-weld it, but I don't want to do that either. Yeah, so I've got another idea. Hopefully there's enough strength, enough curve for it to hold its shape. What I'm planning on doing, I want to jack it out. I want to get the scissors jack in there and jack it out. Now, I tried to do that on the other side, and all it did was just crush the rolled edge. It didn't actually push it. So been thinking about that, and I'm going to try and do. I'm going to cut out a section of this, probably 6-8 inches of this. Well, a bit of angle or something onto it that I can put the jack onto, and like sit that inside the guard. I might even tuck it in place yet, but sit that inside the guard, and I said that the angle will be welded to this edge and to the other edge. Like, this will just be a piece that'll be cut off on there. But yeah, when I fully weld it so that it pushes the guard without creasing it, it'll bust on the edge. But yeah, whilst I've got that in there and I've got a bit of pressure on it, from the scissor jack, I'm going to get the map gas torch, and I'm going to heat this like a lot. I'm going to heat it till it's growing red and try and take the hardness out of the weld and tap that down whilst pushing on the guard. So, as I said, I've never actually done this before. This is only a theory. It could, I could make a total mess doing this. But I'm hoping that there's enough shape in there that'll, it's not going to buckle everywhere by putting heat into it. So I'll be able to, I'm going to try and shape it while it's hot. Also, the other reason why I didn't do that is I'm getting low on map gas. I probably don't have enough map gas left to do that just at the moment anyway, especially not on both. I'd be lucky to do one. So yeah, Tuesday I'll go into town. I'll get another bottle of map gas before I even attempt to do that. So yeah, so I moved on from that. I thought about putting this bit on, doing the other edge of the guard, but I'm more interested in completing the visual, getting all the panels on. That's where I want to go with it. And yeah, so I'll pull this around a bit. So we've got our first full visual of basically how it's going to look when it's finished. And yeah, it's pretty much how I envisioned it from the beginning. Yeah, sort of a little pod little pod that's recognisable as being Volkswagen. Yeah. Now I did put the hinges on. I'd modified the hinges. Probably show you that. I think I've already showed before, but so we can get under here and show you. Chop the bulk out of the hinges. When I did the first one, that's this one here, I just cut it off, and then I tried to wrap that edge around the bottom, cut the bulk of it off. And what I found is that this whole top edge up here, you can see where I welded it, like, it's not even attached, it's not even spot welded. And like I say, you cut this off and you try it around and it just bends and goes all over the place. And yeah, because it went all out of the shape, and I was glad I actually had the other one to sort of bend it back into somewhat the right shape. Yeah, so when I did this side, I fully welded that top edge first before I cut the other bit off, and that went a whole lot better. However, it has opened up enough so that, well, this one I can't even get the last bolt in, and both of them, like, the slots don't come back far enough. And I'll show you on the other one, it's also like at the wrong angle. Like, probably can't actually see the hole, but yeah, the back of the hinge doesn't go up far high enough to meet the bonnet. So yeah, I'm going to be cutting and manipulating that, and of course that'll have to be yeah, welded back together in place, because you know, you cut it, get it exactly right, and then when you weld it, it'll move. They always seem to do that. So yes, that's going to be a hassle climbing in here, especially with the spreader bar that I can't take out yet. That's got to stay in there till I get the floor in there. Yeah, so that'll be fun, climbing in here with my welding helmet and everything, and welding them back together after I cut them. But yeah. Anyway, in the meantime, yeah, so I was saying, when I bolt it up, it doesn't come back fully. The slots are in the wrong place, so I'm going to have to take the hinges off, or at least unbolt them from here anyway, for the moment. And yeah, I'm going to have to weld tabs, at least 3 of them. Probably somewhere down here where I got metal without rust holes in it. Hopefully there's some metal there, it's not just bog. But yeah, either side and at the front. And yeah, get this in the exact right position before I go cutting any of the top and trying to meet it up again. I'm sort of not really convinced that this is going to work, having this crease coming running up and stopping here. Given this is all totally rusted out too, I might actually change the design, and that will sort of make it easier. Like before, I was going to try and see, that's all freaking rusted out too. But I was going to try and meet up this curve so that it looks something like it should be. But yeah, I now think I might change it. What I do have, I don't think I got tied and use them. Still in a tick. Oh yeah, I did keep them. These, I'll put these aside. I cut these off, and I realised I was going to need to use a factory crease rather than try and make it, you know. And I had 4 pieces until I put on there, and I couldn't find the other 2. And Adam's sitting up here, and I'd thrown this friggin' fire blanket over the top of it. And so when I went looking for him, I couldn't find him. You know, as I explained before too, this is why I didn't just try and make the piece and just try and fold the crease, because this crease has a curve in it. So it's really difficult to make something rounded and then with the crease that's actually turning at the same time. So yeah, but as I said, this bit's should have been used in here. Anyway, what I'm getting to is I'm thinking now continuing the line all the way along, continuing it right down to here, and just making this ridge go all the way down, and then doing something up here in the centre. See, I've got to cut all this out anyway. This is all rusted. So yeah, I'm thinking you're just taking that ridge down and just finishing it on the bonnet. Oh, I know that it won't meet up here either. Yeah, okay. I might have to bring it down and reduce the crease down to nothing here, maybe. Anyway, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to do something different with that. In the meantime, yeah, as I said, I was hoping to have it in place, held by the hinges. That's so I can open and shut it and cut it. Tack it and then open it and shut it, and be able to cut and manipulate from the underside and then just close it down without having to climb in through there. But yeah, it's just not in the right place, and yeah, I really need it fixed into the right place and not be movable, so that there's no mistakes made in any of the lining stuff up. Yeah, you see how much of an overlap it is. Yeah, it's 3 inches either side. I did cut it like down here. I measured across from here to here, which is like 600. And then I found a point where it was 600 wide here, and that's where roughly where I started my cuts. Because see now this one goes a bit lower than the other side, but yeah, it's not going to matter too much. The other thing I did was I cut half inch out, not quite half inch, but half inch out from that crease, because I don't want to be welding inside this crease and then having to grind it out again and maintain the edge. That's really difficult to clean that up when you do that. So yeah, half inch out makes it easier to clean up. Now when I do this, and I spoke about on the last video how I got heat buckle from being impatient, doing runs instead of tacks, and I sort of got away with it anyway. On the back, I sort of knew that by the shape of it that I'd get away with it anyway, even if there was a little bit of minor buckling in, I could take it out. But this is a totally different matter. I'm going to have to do just tack after tack after tack after tack. If I do any runs in this whatsoever, because this panel's so flat, it's curved here, but more so when you get up here, if I get too much heat in there, I'll end up with a buckle that goes all the way across, big deep one, like I've seen it and I've done it myself, where it just drops in and then you try and push it out and you know, you push it up here and it pops in here and so on. You end up with a wave going all the way along. Yeah, big mess. So yeah, I've got to avoid that. So yeah, as I said, this will be a whole system of tacks, and it'll probably take me several days to get it fully welded. Yeah, for that reason, it's sort of, it's good to have other bits to go on with, you know. That's another sort of reason why I didn't start this now, because when I get frustrated with that and get annoyed with it and bored with it and with the tack business, you know, or I do a series of tacks and I got to wait for it to cool down and so on. You know, I've still got other things to go on with. So as I said, when it gets to where I've had enough attacking, and then I can just work down here. So yeah, and after I get all this made, I got a hell of a lot of rust to cut out of this. Okay, this is gone. This will be replaced all the way up, possibly the underside as well. You know, there's a good chance that I'll be cutting all of this piece out like that, throwing it away and making a whole new piece, both sides. So yeah, as I said, there's at least a full day in just in repairing the rust, on top of all the other bits. So yeah, this bonnet's a major job. And yeah, anyway, as I said, I was really keen to do that. I wanted to see get a complete visual of how it's going to look, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's turned out pretty much how I envisaged it right from the beginning. Alright, leave it at that. And yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned, and we'll get this bonnet fitted properly. Okay, bye.